Hey guys, we're off to another lesson. We're going to break this down into three parts. A quick overview, and so we know what we're going to accomplish, the solution, and then finally, if there's anything interesting that comes up along the way, we'll have bonus content after the fact. All right, so let's get started. One of my favorite CSS tools here is border radius. So let's read. Add rounded corners with border radius. Your cat photo currently has sharp corners. We can round out those corners with a CSS property called border radius. You can specify a border radius with pixels. Give your cat photo a border radius of I'm sorry, not 100, of 10 pixels. Note, this challenge allows for multiple possible solutions. For example, you may add border radius to either the thick green border class or the smaller image class. Okay, great. So just as a recap, this cat photo right here, which we can find down here in the HTML, we need to give that rounded edges, rounded border. And since we already have classes wired up to the cat photo, this is the cat photo and this is wired up to the cat photo. We can add this border radius to either one of these two options. Okay, so let's get started and dive into the solution. All right, so they're talking about this border radius. I'm assuming that they are saying that this right here is what they're getting at. And they wanted this to be 10 pixels. And let's see what it does to the cat photo. So here we can see that the corners are all rounded off. And that was pretty straightforward. Like we didn't have to understand where to put it and how to put it, but that's all, all there is for the solution. So we're gonna run the test and we're certainly gonna have some good bonus content with this one. Run the test. It passed. Okay. Now, let's get this out of the way. So why is this one of my favorite tools in CSS? Well, I use border radius often when I'm designing things in a very subtle way. And in order to show you what I mean by subtle, I'm going to get rid of this this thick green border. All right, so we have our cat photo. And so to give you an idea of what I mean by subtle is I'll drop it down to like just 3 or maybe even 2 pixels. And it really doesn't seem like much, like it's doing much. But when you have like all of your elements with just the sharp edges just slightly sanded off, it kind of gives the website a feeling that I like, and it's very subjective. And this could just be a Michael thing. You guys might disagree with that, but I'm just going to create a new class, and we're going to call this. I am sure that's a typo, but my brain struggles with spelling. No, it looks like that was okay. All right, cool. So we have this class here. We're calling it subtle border. And I'm also going to, it may not work, but we're going to try for the inputs, particularly this one down here. Input type placeholder. Where's the cat URL one? Personality, energetic. Oh yeah, this is it. I've been staring at it. All right, so we're going to say class equals, and remember we don't need this when we're adding it. Well, inputs can be weird, so that just kind of made it look all funky. But we're gonna still roll with this. We're gonna add this to the button too. Not really sure why I did that. And then to the cat photo, we're gonna add a box shadow. We're gonna say 1, 1, 5, Let's see if I remember this. I don't remember it. We're just gonna say silver. What I was trying to do there was is add a hex code, and so what we have right now is just a very subtle way to style the image here, and to give you an idea of the difference, and it is subtle. I'm just going to comment out. Okay, so there we have just a regular hard box, and here we have just like some subtle uh, graphics here that I like. Now, that's not the only bonus content. We have something else really interesting. Um, a lot of times, people use border radius to turn squares into circles, and so let's say if I were just to say some outrageous number like 100. Well, eventually it runs out of the ability to keep up the radius, or to keep rounding off the radius until you're just stuck with a circle. So that'd be one way to turn this into a circle. And this might be in an upcoming lesson, who knows? But this is bonus content, so we can get away with that. Anyways, that is it for this lesson.